Hey y'all, it's Bo Brotherton with Better Together Life. I'm gonna do a quick little video today, and some big things have just happened with our whole world, especially with our country. Our government has just passed a stimulus package based off of everything that's going on. I can't say the actual word because then I'll get demonetized. Our planet is in a weird time right now, and especially in our country, being such an economic driven country, our government has chosen to step in and give us all money. And so I thought this would be a cool thing to do, to give my opinion on some of the things that Kelly and I are talking about, that if this goes through, I always, I love chickens, and so I believe never count your chickens before they're hatched, but I think that it was very timely to be able to talk about this. And here are 6 ways on how to spend your $1,200 stimulus money, Homestead edition. All right, so I think that it's very general that anybody, whether you're a homesteader or not, if you are a Costco member or if you go to the grocery store, you know that we are in a food shortage. I know that the government says that our supply lines of food are all still strong, but it's not showing that in the stores right now. I went to Costco, and where all of the chicken meat and all of the grass-fed ground beef and all of the good quality meat, all of that was filled with fruits. Now, it was good organic, like strawberries and blackberries and blueberries, so we definitely stocked up on that. But there was none of our normal meat in the stores that we are used to buying. And so that's why, we're still only been here for maybe 18 months on our property. We have eggs, we have rabbits, and we have pigs. But our family likes to eat chicken and ground beef, and so we get some of that stuff at the store while we're growing our animal homestead, like our animal flocks or herds or whatever you want to call it. We're used to buying that, and that's not there in the store. Because everybody, once this happened and they said everybody needs to quarantine, everybody went out and cleared out the stores. And so maybe our food system supply lines are still strong, but they're not strong enough to handle our entire country going out and buying 2 months worth of food at one time. And so the first thing that I would say is food storage. You need to get your food storage in order. And so what I'm talking about is make a list of everything that you eat on a given month and go and buy that. So take this stimulus package and go and buy more food, because I guarantee you, if there's any kind of sure investment, it is not really investment, but wise purchase, is buying food that you will eat. Because if things actually get bad, you will eat that food. So the first thing I would go to is non-perishable foods, like things that don't need refrigeration. Or if you can, get some meat, then you learn how to can. But things that like, for what we're going to be doing is we've already stocked up on our organic flour that we use to make all of our sourdough bread, also our organic rye, and then our pizza dough flour that we use for our sourdough pizza for our family movie nights every Friday night. Then we also really stocked up on organic tortilla chips because we do nacho nights. It's hard to find the ground beef at the moment. A lot of our canned tomatoes that we buy, all of our black beans. I know that beans are really in a weird shortage right now. Organic rice, I would suggest getting an Instant Pot so that you can cook that rice really well. Things like that are going to be really key, so that if you have to stay at home, if this thing prolongs for any period of time, and you should, if the government's telling you to stay home and you're in a hot spot, stay home. Have the food to where you go out. Like, I think I went out to Costco, and it wasn't a lot of money for a family of 6, but it was a lot of money for me. I went out to Costco and I spent $750 on food at Costco. And that was without me buying any meat. I think I had to go to a Sprouts to be able to get that meat. So anyway, food storage would be the first thing that I would say. I think it is a no-brainer, no risk. Don't go buy a whole grocery bag thing of like Oreos or junk food. Like, don't do that. And don't go buy tuna fish if you don't eat tuna fish. Don't buy sardines if you don't eat sardines. Buy food that you will eat. We also stocked up on almond butter and peanut butter because that's what our family eats, is a lot of almond butter and peanut butter. So I'm getting rained on, so I gotta go kind of fast. The second thing that I would do is start raising either chickens or quail, because there is a egg shortage in the stores. So yes, I love our rabbits. I love, love, love our rabbits. But right now, where I can't buy eggs in the stores, I'm liking my chicken eggs, my free range, pasture raised like chicken eggs, better than my rabbit meat. I love my rabbit meat, but I never said that rabbits are better than chickens. I said rabbits before chickens. But if I had to choose right now that I'm on the homestead, I would do chickens. And if you're in suburbia, if I was still in the Houston area in suburbia, I would find some quail, and I would build some quail cages, and I would put them in my garage, or I would do something, and I would find some sort of source to have quail or chicken eggs. Especially, I mean, you could even turn it into a business, because if people can't buy high quality eggs anymore, like I think I read something that we're shipping that we're buying eggs in China. Like it's so weird what's going on. This is bizarre. We grow food here in the United States, and then we like ship it over to China to get processed, and then it comes back to us. Our food system is messed up so much. You need to be able to have some food. So that would be the second one. It's still food related, but it is definitely a good purchase. Okay, there's a rhythm going on here. Third thing I would do is I would spend that money to buy or salvage lumber that you could build some raised beds. I got a lot of this lumber was for free. I went to a sawmill and got the leftover stuff, the splits, like the edges to where you put in like a cedar log through, and so they were giving it out for free. Just some scrap lumber, they gave it out for free, and I went up there, I rented a trailer, and I went and got that, and I have a ton of it, and I can build our garden beds with that. It's high quality cedar. It's not the prettiest thing, but at the same time it still holds dirt. If you don't want to do that, if you want to actually spend that money to buy some real cedar, it's a little bit easier to work with some soil and get a garden going. You need to start growing your food. I think that that's a huge thing right now, is everybody is into growing their own food because now they realize how important it is. So I would spend some of that $1,200 into starting a garden in my backyard, or if you're on property, like that's what we did. We started spending extra money to buy more seeds, to buy starts because we were behind, to buy some soil because we needed some different kind of soil. We're still building up our soil and our compost bin. We have our rabbit poop, so that's good, but we're doing some of that. We're probably gonna spend some of that money on some fencing for our garden so that we can finally get this garden in full production mode. So that would be the third thing, spending money on the garden. Okay, the fourth thing that I would do for how to spend your $1,200 of the stimulus money the homestead way. It's not exactly homestead, but it's a lot of us are frugal. I would save it. I would spend that money by saving it and saving up to your 3 to 6 months emergency fund. I'm going to be talking about debt here in a second, but I would probably save that money, either get like a high interest savings account. I would save that money. I think that it would be a really smart move depending on no matter what kind of industry you're in. Kelly and I, it's a weird thing right now. Our income hasn't taken a huge hit so far because it's all online and it's all passive income. But I will say our YouTube views have gone up, but our income from YouTube has gone down. So if you're a YouTuber watching this, or if you ever thought of it, like that's a big deal. Companies are not marketing on YouTube, so the marketing money, the AdSense revenue is going down for all of us YouTubers. That's part of it. That's where we take our hit. We are in so much better spot than a lot of people, and my heart goes out to you, and I hope that all of whatever the government's doing, I don't want to get political at all, but I would say that this is a good thing that they're doing. They don't want the cure of the you-know-what than it is for the actual you-know-what, the virus. So that's where I think that saving some of this money or a lot of it, a big chunk or all of it, to be able to get to your 3 to 6 months of expenses emergency fund. Okay, the fifth thing that I would say is invest in yourself. I mean, if you want to buy a new camera to start a YouTube channel, people, they're staying at home a lot right now, so they need something to watch, some kind of educational thing. So I don't think that would be a bad thing to do. One thing that we are definitely going to be doing is I'm going to be buying John Skoskovich, it's hard to say his name, his chicken tractor book here on Amazon, and I'll put a link down below for that. And we're going to be building some chicken tractors because we need to start raising some chickens. We need a safety net in terms of our meat source. It's something that we wanted to be doing. We have all of our pasture growing over here. You can see everything is beautiful and greening up. And so we want to get chickens out on pasture. I'm investing in myself and buying John's book so that I can build a chicken tractor. If you want to spend that money to buy some books or some courses or something that you know you're going to use so that you come out of this quarantine time better than you entered it, that would be a good thing. All right, so the last one, number 6, is pay off debt. And I say pay off debt, kind of questioning that. We might probably pay off some. So a week before everything hit the fan, we had like $7,500 on our Honda Pilot. We bought this car and we took out a loan because we just had to in order to move onto the property. I don't like doing that. I prefer to pay cars in cash, but it's something that we needed to do. I was able to pay, so the week before we paid half of that $7,500. So what was that, like roughly like, $3,700, rough math, something like that. But I remember I did the math and I paid half of that. We were going to pay it all, but something I didn't have a good feeling. And I said, Kelly, I think we should just pay half. And then, because I feel like we might need that for some kind of emergency. And then the next month, and this month in March, then we'll pay the rest of it off. So we'll have like another $3,600 or $3,700 to pay that off. We had the cash and we wanted to pay that off. Then all of this hit. And you guys, I'm going to be honest. I believe in Dave Ramsey, and I believe the debt snowball and to get rid of debt as fast as you can. But right now, it's like whenever you're pregnant and you're about to have a baby. Dave says that whenever something, or if you're seeing some downsizing in your company that you work for, if a situation like that happens, Dave says that you see a storm cloud coming. So it's time to get your umbrella. Well, guys, the storm is not just coming. The storm is actually here, pouring down on us right now. The entire economy of our country is shut down. There is, what is like 3.5 million? I know it's like 3 million people are unemployed. I think it's 5 times as bad as it ever has been in the 1980s. This is insane. This is insane. This is a storm that is just a thunderstorm, like pouring down on us right now. You better have some sort of umbrella. You better have like more. And I hate to say this, but I would think that Dave Ramsey would say the same thing. It's time to put a pause on your debt snowball and just pay the minimums and try to store up as much cash because we don't know how long this is going to last. And I do believe, I hate this. It's so weird. Like, okay, I'll get a little bit political. I'm very conservative. I don't believe in the government giving us money. It's something that I hate. It's just weird. But this is why they're there, is to save us on something like this, I guess. But I do not like that we're in this position. I don't like it. But I think that I hate it. I think that the government is going to save. I don't think they're going to get you evicted if you can't pay your mortgage. I don't think they're going to repo your car if you can't pay your car payment. I don't think that they're going to like go into bankruptcy. I heard this from Ben Shapiro once, is he said, if you owe the bank $100,000, it's bad for you. But if you owe the bank $10 million, it's bad for the bank. What Ben was saying in there is, it's not just one person that is defaulting on their loans. It is everybody, our entire country, our entire world is going to be defaulting on their debts because they don't have a job. Everything's shut down. So you can't just go somewhere and make money right now. We're told to stay in. So I would say that if you had this money, for you to save it. It's not this, it's kind of the opposite of after 9/11. After 9/11, George Bush, he said, like, if you're asking what you can do for your country, right now, go out and buy stuff. Go to work, make money, and buy things. Be a consumer. I don't know if I would say that. I would say it's probably best to save it, because you don't know how long this is going to last. They're saying that they might do another round of payments. I hope they don't, because that means that I hope that our country opens back up and that we're out of this, hopefully closer to the summer. Now, if you're fully, like, if you have your emergency fund is all set, that you're very well off financially, then maybe you could invest some in the stock market. It's a great time to do it. You can buy deals. I'll flat out say that Kelly and I have talked about it and we've decided not to do it. We're so close to being able to get into that different financial realm of, like, being fully debt free, no anything, like no payment on our car. We're almost done with, we're like really close, a year away from paying off our mortgage on our property. Like, we are going to be debt free by the end of 2020. As long as all this kind of gets back, I think we're as long as this stays on track, we can do that. But we're going to put a pause on it and we're going to store up cash. And so maybe it's going to be 2021. Maybe that'll set us back 6 months, hopefully not much more than that, for paying off our property and being debt free in our 30s. Now, another thing would do is take this money, save it, and start planning on buying your homestead. You might find deals right now on property. I don't think you will. I don't think we're at that 2008 like mortgage crisis, but it's possible that if you've been saving up money and you've been waiting for that downturn in the economy to buy some land, maybe now's the time. I'm not sure. I don't know about that yet. But this is where we're going, is I would save money and get your umbrella, shore up your food, grow food at your house. Listen to Jack Spirko. He has a YouTube channel where he's growing food indoors, microgreens and all kinds of greens. I definitely do that. Like, find a way to grow as much food as you can, then store food as much as you can. I would say buying a canner, that would be a really good investment. Pressure canner, either the all-American canner, the big one like we have, or if I would probably get an electric one. I think that would be a smart move because those are just easier to deal with. I would work on your food. So don't want to get like too doomsday prepper, but grow food, store food that you eat. Don't go buy like MREs or anything like that. Don't do that. I don't think that we're there. Store what you eat and eat what you store. Grow food, get some sort of animals that lay eggs, and then save it. And then the very last, if you have extra money, then invest it into the stock market. So that's what we have. I'll do another video if this happens. If it actually pops up into all of our accounts, Kelly and I will do a video and we'll do a full breakdown of what we're going to do with the money. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Give me a comment. What do you think you would do for this? Do you agree on this? Let's open it up. What would you do with your money if this happens? What are you going to do with this money when it happens? So hopefully you are smart with it and you don't go buy the newest iPhone. All right, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.